Urgent. The Buffalo Bills might be about to land a huge reinforcement. Could this be a replacement for Ed Oliver? Leave your like, subscribe, share, and let's get to the news. Ed Oliver is not an easy player to replace along the Buffalo Bills defensive line. For years, the 27-year-old has been the centerpiece of Buffalo's front, providing interior disruption, energy, and leadership. Now, with Oliver sidelined indefinitely due to a left ankle injury suffered in practice, the Bills are suddenly facing a problem they were hoping to avoid this early in the 2025 season: how to replace one of their most irreplaceable defensive players. The timing couldn't be worse. Buffalo entered this season with aspirations of taking the next step toward championship contention, determined to shed the narrative of being close but not quite good enough in recent years. The defense, in particular, was supposed to be deeper, faster, and more physical, a unit capable of complementing Josh Allen's high-powered offense. But without Oliver in the middle, that vision takes a significant hit. His absence leaves the Bills undermanned, vulnerable against strong rushing attacks, and searching for answers just 2 weeks into the season. That reality raises a difficult question: what options, if any, are available to help replace Oliver's production? The trade market appears to be unlikely for now. As things stand, Buffalo is approximately $1.4 million over the salary cap, according to Spotrac, meaning any move that involves acquiring a veteran player with a significant salary would require some financial maneuvering. Trades also tend to be rare at this stage of the season, as most teams are reluctant to part ways with depth pieces before they know exactly how their own rosters will hold up. Still, General Manager Brandon Beane has never been shy about exploring creative solutions, so while improbable, a trade cannot be completely ruled out. That leaves free agency as the most logical avenue, and Buffalo has already dipped its toe into that pool. Earlier this week, the Bills hosted a handful of defensive tackles for workouts, eventually signing former Washington Commanders lineman Phidarian Mathis to the practice squad. Mathis, a 2022 second-round pick, has shown flashes of potential in the past but has also battled injuries and inconsistency. While he may develop into a contributor down the line, expecting him to immediately fill Oliver's shoes is unrealistic. The search, therefore, continues for more proven help. The most intriguing free agent name on the market is Christian Wilkins, formerly of the Miami Dolphins and most recently with the Las Vegas Raiders. Wilkins' departure from Las Vegas earlier this offseason was somewhat surprising, raising questions about both his durability and his fit in locker rooms. His 2024 season was cut short after just 5 games due to a foot injury, but before that setback, he had been one of the most productive interior defenders in the NFL. In an abbreviated campaign with the Raiders, Wilkins still managed to post 2 sacks and 17 total tackles, including 2 tackles for loss. His most dominant season came in 2023 with the Dolphins, when he recorded 9 sacks from the interior, a rare and valuable skill set that makes him one of the few free agents with true difference-making potential. Of course, Wilkins also has a history with the Bills, including heated exchanges with quarterback Josh Allen during divisional matchups. For some franchises, those past run-ins might serve as a red flag. But in Buffalo, where head coach Sean McDermott has cultivated a strong culture and locker room leadership, those concerns could be mitigated. If any organization is equipped to harness Wilkins' energy and intensity while keeping him focused on football, it's the Bills. Outside of Wilkins, however, the free agent landscape is thin. Quality defensive tackles simply do not become available often, especially once the season begins. That reality has left Buffalo considering another familiar strategy: bringing back a player who already has experience in their system. Throughout this offseason, the Bills have reunited with multiple former contributors, and the defensive tackle position could see a similar approach. 3 veterans stand out as possible reunion candidates: Deshaun Williams, Linval Joseph, and Quentin Jefferson. All 3 remain unsigned and bring varying degrees of experience and skill. Williams and Jefferson offer versatility, able to shift across the defensive line and provide solid depth in multiple spots. Jefferson, in particular, has previously thrived in Buffalo's rotation, using his size and quickness to generate interior pressure. Williams, meanwhile, has built a reputation as a steady, dependable role player who understands his assignments and plays with effort. Joseph, at 35 years old, is more of a specialist at this stage of his career. His greatest strength is as a run stuffer, using his size and strength to clog lanes in the middle. He would not provide much as a pass rusher, but if Buffalo's primary concern is preventing opponents from gashing them on the ground, as the Ravens did in Week 1, Joseph could be a serviceable short-term solution. While none of these options come close to replicating Oliver's unique combination of skills, they could provide valuable depth and stability until he returns. Of course, it's also possible that the Bills will try to weather the storm with their current roster, leaning on players like Daquan Jones and Jordan Phillips to step up. Both have experience as starters in the NFL and understand the demands of McDermott's system. But asking them to fill Oliver's shoes, particularly if his absence extends beyond just a game or two, is asking a lot. The reality is that Oliver's explosiveness and ability to disrupt plays in the backfield simply cannot be replicated by committee. Ultimately, Buffalo's options are limited. Wilkins stands out as the one high-upside free agent who could provide an immediate impact, though questions about his health and potential fit linger. Williams, Jefferson, and Joseph represent lower ceiling but safer options who could offer short-term help. Mathis, recently added to the practice squad, is more of a developmental project than a quick fix. None of these names inspire overwhelming confidence, but if Oliver's injury lingers longer than expected, the Bills may have no choice but to look outside the organization for reinforcements. In the NFL, injuries are an unfortunate but inevitable part of the game. For the Bills, the challenge now is to navigate this setback without allowing it to derail their season. Ed Oliver's absence will test the depth of the defensive line, the creativity of the coaching staff, and the resolve of the locker room. If Buffalo can find a way to patch the hole in the short term and get Oliver back healthy for the stretch run, their championship aspirations remain intact. But if his recovery drags on and no adequate replacement emerges, this early season injury could become a storyline that shapes the Bills' entire 2025 campaign. For now, fans and analysts alike will keep an eye on how general manager Brandon Beane approaches the situation. Whether through free agency, a reunion with a familiar face, or sticking with the current group, the Bills must make a decision soon. One thing is certain, replacing Ed Oliver is no easy task, and the path forward will require both patience and resourcefulness. As the Buffalo Bills prepare to square off against the New York Jets on Sunday afternoon, one of the biggest questions surrounding the team throughout the week has finally been answered. Fans had been eagerly awaiting an update on the status of running back James Cook, who had been limited in practice sessions with a hamstring issue. Now, just days before kickoff, the final injury report has provided clarity and relief for Bills Mafia. According to Tom Pelissero of NFL Network, and later confirmed by Buffalo's official Friday injury report, Cook has been removed from the list and logged a full practice session. The update means that the team's starting running back will be good to go for Sunday's divisional clash with the Jets, a development that instantly eases some of the anxiety hovering over Orchard Park this week. Bills RB James Cook is off the injury report and good to go Sunday versus the Jets, Pelissero reported on X, formerly known as Twitter, echoing the message fans were desperate to hear. The news couldn't come at a better time for Buffalo, who are looking to build momentum after their jaw-dropping 41-40 comeback victory over the Baltimore Ravens in Week 1. In that game, Cook was a reliable contributor on both the ground and through the air, showcasing his versatility in an offense designed to keep defenses guessing. He rushed the ball 13 times for 44 yards and scored a touchdown, while also hauling in 5 receptions for 58 yards. His ability to complement Josh Allen in the passing game adds an extra layer to Buffalo's attack, giving them a weapon who can hurt defenses in multiple ways. But the week didn't start so smoothly for Cook. On Wednesday, he was unexpectedly added to the team's injury report with a hamstring ailment, instantly raising alarm bells across the fan base. Hamstring injuries are notoriously tricky for running backs, often lingering and limiting their explosiveness, acceleration, and overall effectiveness. For a player like Cook, whose game relies heavily on quick cuts and burst, even a minor hamstring issue can significantly impact performance. That's why his limited designation earlier in the week sparked widespread concern. Bills insider Chris Brown summed up the mood when he posted on X, James Cook a new add to the injury report, limited with a hamstring injury. Dawson Knox and Greg Rousseau are also new adds and limited with hip and knee ailments. In that moment, the specter of Buffalo being without multiple key contributors loomed large. The thought of facing a physical Jets defense without Cook was not something fans wanted to imagine, especially with divisional standings already at stake this early in the season. Fortunately, Cook's quick turnaround and full participation in practice erased much of that worry. His presence in the lineup provides stability for an offense that thrives on balance. While Josh Allen remains the centerpiece of everything Buffalo does, having a reliable running threat in Cook prevents defenses from keying too heavily on the passing game. Cook's ability to run between the tackles, bounce plays outside, and contribute as a pass catcher forces opponents to respect multiple dimensions of Buffalo's scheme. Against the Jets team that boasts one of the more talented defensive fronts in the AFC, that versatility will be invaluable. Still, Sunday won't be without challenges. The Bills will be missing defensive tackle Ed Oliver, who was ruled out due to an ankle injury suffered during practice earlier in the week. Oliver, who dominated in Week 1 with 6 tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble, leaves a major void in the heart of Buffalo's defense. While Cook's availability on offense is a relief, Oliver's absence on defense highlights the reality that no team escapes the grind of an NFL season unscathed. The Jets, led by quarterback Justin Fields and running back Breece Hall, will no doubt look to exploit that weakness by leaning heavily on their rushing attack. For Cook, Sunday's game represents another opportunity to prove himself as a foundational piece of Buffalo's offense. Drafted in the second round in 2022, he has steadily grown into a bigger role with each passing season. Now entering the prime of his career, Cook is expected to be a difference-maker week in and week out. His performance against Baltimore, where he contributed in key moments during the Bills' historic comeback, showcased both his poise and his playmaking ability. Having him healthy against the Jets gives Buffalo confidence that their offense can continue firing on all cylinders. The matchup also carries extra weight given the divisional implications. AFC East battles are always physical, emotional, and unpredictable, with each team knowing that head-to-head records often play a crucial role in playoff tiebreakers. For Buffalo, securing a second straight win to start the year, and doing so on the road against a rival, would send a strong message to the rest of the conference. For the Jets, who are eager to bounce back from a narrow loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Sunday is an opportunity to make a statement of their own. In the end, the focus for Buffalo will be simple: keep Cook involved, protect Josh Allen, and find ways to overcome the loss of Ed Oliver on defense. Cook's return to full health means the Bills won't have to alter their offensive game plan significantly, allowing them to attack with their full arsenal. Whether it's pounding the ball inside, exploiting mismatches in the passing game, or providing Allen with a safety valve against the Jets' pass rush, Cook will have a central role in determining the outcome of this game. For fans, the sigh of relief is audible. After days of uncertainty, they can rest easier knowing that James Cook will be on the field and ready to go. Injuries are always a storyline in the NFL, but in this case, the news broke Buffalo's way. As kickoff approaches, the Bills can take comfort in the fact that one of their most dynamic offensive weapons is set to contribute and perhaps deliver another performance worthy of headlines. With momentum on their side after the dramatic Week 1 victory, and with Cook cleared to play, Buffalo enters Sunday with renewed confidence. The road ahead will still present challenges, but for now, the Bills can celebrate one small but significant win. James Cook is healthy, and the offense is fully armed for another divisional showdown. If you've made it this far, let us know in the comments if you think the Bills should add Christian Wilkins. Do you think he would be a good addition to the team? Thanks for watching, and see you next time.